Perhaps you like some vodka?
No, I don't drink vodka every day. And it is hot today. Vanya, how long have we known each other?
Long. Lord, help me remember. You came here to this path. Vera Petrova, little Sonia's mother, was still alive. You visited us then for 2 winters. It means 11 years has passed. And maybe more.
Have I changed a lot since then?
Oh, a lot. You were young and handsome then. But now you've aged. And you like your vodka.
Yes. In 10 years, I've become another person. And why? I've worn myself out, Vanya. From morning till night, I'm on my feet. I don't know the meaning of rest. And at night, I lie under my blanket, afraid of being called out to a patient. Over the whole time we've known each other, I haven't had one day off. How am I not going to age? Yes. And this life, it's boring. It's stupid. It's dirty. It drags one down. You're surrounded by eccentrics. Nothing but eccentrics for 2 or 3 years, and you live with them long enough that you become one yourself. Without noticing. I've become an eccentric, Vanya. I haven't yet become soft in the head. Thank the Lord, my brain is in the right place. But my feelings, they've somehow got blunted. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I don't love anybody. But I do love you, Vanya. As a child, I had a Vanya like you.
Would you like something to eat?
No. In the 3rd week of Lent, I went to Militskoy, where there was an epidemic. Typhus. They were crammed side by side in the huts, filth, stench, smoke. There were little pigs on the ground by the sick, calves too. I worked all day. I didn't sit down. I didn't have a poppy seed to eat. And then I came home to find no rest. They brought me a railway pointsman. I put him on the table to operate, and he goes and dies on me under the chloroform. And when there was no need, absolutely no need, my feelings were aroused, and my conscience pricked me as if I'd killed him deliberately. I sat back and I closed my eyes like this, and I thought, will those who will live after us in 100, 200 years, those for whom we are now laying down the road to the future, will they remember us? Vanya, they won't.
Man may not remember, but God will.
Thanks for that. It was well said.
Oh, yes.
Did you get enough sleep?
Oh, yes. Oh, plenty. Oh, ever since the professor came to live here with his wife, my life has left its track. I go to sleep at the wrong time. For lunch and dinner, I eat all kinds of rich dishes. I drink wine. It's unhealthy. I used to not have a spare minute. You know, Sonia and I worked. Now Sonia works, and I eat, sleep, and drink. Oh, it's no good.
What a way to live. The professor gets up at noon, and the samovar has been going all morning waiting for him. Before they came, we always had dinner before 1 o'clock, but with them here, it's after 6. At night, the professor reads and writes, and suddenly he rings after 1 in the morning. Ask you, gentlemen, for tea. Wake up all the servants for him and put down the samovar. What a way to live.
Will they be staying here long?
100 years. The professor has decided to settle here.
And they have done it now. The samovar has been brewing for 2 hours on the table. And they've gone for a walk.
They're coming. Don't work yourself up.
Lovely. Wonderful views.
Exceptional, Your Excellency.
Tomorrow, Papa will go to the forestry station. Would you like that?
Tea, ladies and gentlemen.
My friend, would you be so kind as to bring my tea to my study? I still have things to do today.
You'll really like the forests.
Hot and stuffy, and our great scholar has on galoshes and overcoat, gloves, and an umbrella.
Well, he clearly looks after himself.
How lovely she is, how lovely! In all my life, I have never seen such a beautiful.
Marina Timofeyevna, whether I'm driving in the fields or looking in the shade of the garden or looking at this table, I feel inexpressible happiness. The weather is delightful. The little birdies are singing. We all live in peace and concord. What more could we want? Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Eyes. Wonderful woman.
Tell us something, Ivan Petrovich.
What can I tell you?
Anything new?
No. Everything is as before. I'm the same man that I was. Probably a bit worse since I got lazy. I do nothing and only complain like an old grouch. Mama, our old tame bird, still chatters on about the emancipation of women. One eye looking into her grave, and the other into her learned books for the dawn of a new life.
And the professor?
Professor sits in his study as before and writes, from morning till late at night. Straining mind with wrinkled brow, we write our odes interminably. They get no plaudits, nor do we. I feel sorry for the paper. He'd do better to write his autobiography. I mean, just think what a wonderful plot. You've got a retired professor, a dried up old crust, a scholarly fish, gout, rheumatism, migraine, a liver bloated with jealousy and envy. This old fish is living on the estate of his first wife. He has to live there because he can't afford to live in the city. He's always complaining about his misfortunes, though in fact, his luck is exceptional. Just think what luck. I mean, he's the seminary son of a humble sexton. He's got academic degrees and a chair. He's become His Excellency. He's the son-in-law of a senator, etc., etc. However, none of that is of any consequence. But think of this. For exactly 25 years, man reads and writes about art, understanding precisely nothing about art. For 25 years, he chews over other people's ideas about realism and naturalism and all other manner of rubbish. For 25 years, he writes about things long known to the wise and of no interest to the stupid. 25 years, he's been pouring from one empty vessel into another. And combined with what conceit, what pretensions. He retires and not a living soul has heard of him. He's a complete unknown. So for 25 years, he has occupied a post which should not have been his. Just look at him. He strides about like a demigod.
I think you're envious.
Yes, I envy him. And he's so successful with women. No Don Juan has had such success. His first wife, my sister. A lovely, meek creature. Pure as that blue sky. Noble, generous, with more admirers than he has students. Loved him with the kind of love only pure angels have for those as pure and beautiful as themselves. His mother-in-law, my mother, still worships him. He still inspires her with a holy awe. Second wife, beauty, a woman with a mind, you just saw her. Married him when he was already old, gave him her youth, her beauty, her freedom, brightness. For what? Why?
Is she faithful to the professor?
Unfortunately, yes.
Why, unfortunately?
Because that fidelity is false from start to finish. Well, it's full of rhetoric, but no logic. To betray your old husband whom you can't stand is immoral. Oh, but to try and stifle in yourself your wretched youth and your living feeling is not.
Vanya, I don't like it when you say that. Really, I don't. Someone who betrays wife or husband must be without faith and could betray our country.
Turn off the tap, Waffle.
Oh, excuse me, Vanya. Because of my unprepossessing looks, my wife ran off the day of our wedding with a man that she loved. I haven't forgotten my duty. I still love her and am faithful to her. I help her with what I can and have given up my property for the education of the children she had by the man that she loved. I lost my happiness, but I kept my pride. And what became of her? Her youth is now gone. Her beauty by the laws of nature has faded. The man she loved has passed on. What has she left?
Vanya, dear, the men from the village have come. Go talk to them. I'll do the tea.
I came here to see your husband. You wrote that he's quite ill, rheumatism and something else, but he seems to be quite well.
Yesterday he was depressed, complained of pains in the legs, but today he's all right.
And I killed myself galloping 30 versts to get here. Well, no matter. It's not the first time. I'll stay here till tomorrow. At least I can sleep myself out. Quantum satis.
Excellent. It's so seldom that you spend the night with us. I assume you haven't had anything to eat?
No, I haven't.
So you'll dine with us. We eat now after 7. Oh, the tea is cold.
Yes, the temperature in the samovar has decreased considerably.
Well, don't worry, Ivan Ivanitch. We'll drink it cold.
Excuse me? Not Ivan Ivanitch, but Ilya Ilyich. Ilya Ilyich Telegin, or as some call me, Waffle for my petite complexion. I'm Sonia's godfather, and a very good friend of your husband, His Excellency's. And I live here, on your estate. If you deigned to notice, I dine with you every day.
Ilya Ilyich is our helper and right hand. Let me pour you some more, dear godfather. What's the matter, Granny?
I forgot to tell Alexander I'm losing my memory. Today I got a letter from Pavel Alexeyevich in Karov. He sent me his new pamphlet.
Is it interesting?
Interesting, but rather strange. He rejects the position that 7 years ago he himself was defending. It's disgraceful.
There's nothing disgraceful about it. Drink your tea, Mom.
But I want to talk.
We've been talking now for 50 years. Talking and reading pamphlets. It's time to stop.
For some reason, you find it hard to listen when I speak. I'm sorry, John, but in the past year you've changed so that I just don't know you. You used to be a man of definite convictions, a man of enlightenment.
Oh, yes, I was a man of enlightenment. Who gave no one any light. A man of enlightenment. You could not make a more poisonous joke. I am now 47. Till last year, I tried, like you, to cloud my eyes with your learned talk, so as not to see real life. I thought I was doing right. Now, if you only knew, I don't sleep from vexation, from anger. I so foolishly lost the time I could have had everything my age now denies me.
Uncle Vanya, you're being a bore.
You're just blaming your former beliefs for something, but they're not to blame, you are. You forget that beliefs alone are nothing. A dead letter, what you needed was action.
Action. Not everyone can be a scribbling perpetuum mobile like your hair professor.
What did you say?
Granny, Uncle Vanya, I beg you.
I'll shut up. I'll shut up and apologize.
The weather is lovely today. It isn't hot.
Lovely weather for hanging oneself.
Vanya, what did the men want?
Oh, it's the same thing about the wasted land again.
Which one are you calling?
The speckled one has lost her cheeks. I'm worried that the crows might get them. Oh, Mikhailovich, they come for you.
Where from?
The factory.
Right. Well, thank you. It makes me angry.
It's really annoying. Come and have dinner with us when you return from the factory.
No, it'll be late. Where on earth is my... Be a good chap and get us a glass of vodka. Where on earth is... In one of Otravisky's old plays, there's a character like me that has a silly hat and small hips. I'd quite like it if you and Sonia came to visit me sometime. I have a little place just 30 Dostoyevsky's from here, and you won't find a garden like mine within 1,000 versts. The state forest is next door. The forester is old, so in practice I run everything.
I've already been told that you really love the forests. Of course, that can be interesting, but doesn't it get in the way of your true calling? You're a doctor.
Only God knows where our true calling lies.
And is it interesting?
Most interesting.
You're a young man. You still look 36, 37, and it cannot be as interesting as you say. Just trees and trees. Monotonous, I would think.
No, it's extraordinarily interesting. Every year Mikola Lobovich goes and he plants a new wood, and he's already been given a bronze medal and a diploma. He campaigns against the destruction of old forests. If you listen to him, you will find yourself in complete agreement with him. He says that forests alleviate a climate's harshness and that they teach man to understand beauty and inspire ideals in him. Forests alleviate a climate's harshness. In countries with more forest, the climate is gentler, so less energy is spent on the struggle with nature, and man is kinder there, more gentle. People are versatile, handsome, easily aroused, and their speech is fine and their movements are graceful. The arts and sciences flourish among them. Their philosophies aren't gloomy, and their attitude towards women are fine and noble.
Bravo, bravo. Oh, all that is charming, but unconvincing. So, my friend, you must let me go on stoking stoves with logs and building sheds of wood.
You can burn peat in your stoves and build your sheds of stone. Well, I grant you can cut down forests out of need, but why destroy them? The forests of Russia are being wiped out by the axe. Thousands of millions of trees are dying. Beautiful scenery vanishes forever, and all because lazy man hasn't sense to bend down to the ground and pick up fuel for himself. Am I not right, madam? One has to be a mindless barbarian to destroy what we cannot create. Man is endowed with power and responsibility, but hitherto he has not created but destroyed. When I go to the peasant's wood, which I saved from destruction, and when I hear the hum of my young trees, which I planted with my own hands, I know that the climate is somewhat in my control. And if that in 1,000 years man is happy, the responsibility will, in a small way, be mine. But I must go. Thank you so much.
When will you be back?
I don't know.
In a month's time.
Ivan Petrovich, you again behaved impossibly. You had to go and annoy your mother with talk of the perpetuum mobile, and today at lunch you again quarrelled with Alexander. How petty you are.
But if I hate
Oh, there is no reason to hate Alexander. He's the same as everyone else, no worse than you.
if you could only see your face, your movements, what indolence you have towards life, what indolence.
Yes, indolence and boredom. Everybody criticizes my husband. Everyone looks at me with pity. Unhappy woman, she has an old husband. That sympathy, I understand it well. As Astrov said just now, you are all mindlessly destroying the forest, and soon there will be nothing left on Earth. In the same way, you mindlessly destroy man, and soon, thanks to you, there will be neither loyalty, nor purity, nor the capacity for self-sacrifice. Why can't you look at a woman neutrally if she isn't yours? Because the doctor is right. In all of you sits this little devil of destructions. You have no pity for the birds or the forests or each other.
I don't like this philosophy.
The doctor has a nervous, exhausted face. An interesting face. Sonia is obviously attracted to him, and I understand her. Since I came, he's already been here 3 times, but I'm shy and I haven't spoken to him as I should. I haven't been nice to him. Because I'm ill-natured. Ivan Petrovich, we are probably such friends because we are both boring, tiresome people. Tiresome. Don't look at me like that. I don't like it.
Elena, can I look at you otherwise if I love you? You are my love, my life, my happiness, my youth. I know my chances of you reciprocating are negligible, next to nothing. Allow me to speak of my love. Allow me to look at you. Oh, please don't drive me away. Don't drive me away.
Who's there? Sonia, is that you?
It's me.
Well, Lenotchka, the pain's intolerable.
The rug's fallen on the floor. I'll shut the window.
No, don't. It's very stuffy. I dreamt off that my leg had become someone else's, and suddenly I woke from this excruciating pain. It's not gout. It's probably rheumatism. What time is it?
20 past midnight.
In the morning, would you find the Bachuskov for me in the library? I believe we have it. In the morning, would you find the Bachuskov? I know we have it. Why is it so hard for me to breathe?
Oh, it's the second night you haven't slept. You're tired.
You know, they say Turgenev developed angina from gout. I'm afraid that might happen to me, too. Cursed and disgusting old age. To hell with it. I became old, I became disgusting to myself. And I know all of you find me repulsive to look at.
When you speak of your old age, your tone is as if we are all to blame for you being old.
Well, you were the first to find me repulsive. Of course, you're right. I'm not stupid. You're healthy, beautiful, young, while I am a disgusting old man. Almost a ghoul. Well, do you think I don't understand? But wait a couple years. I'll be dead and you'll all be free.
I'm getting exhausted. For God's sake, stop.
Thanks to me, everyone's exhausted. And bored and wasting their youth,
Oh,
while
be
I'm the
quiet.
only one to be happy or have satisfaction, of course.
You've worn me down.
I've worn you all down, of course.
It's intolerable. Tell me, what do you want from me?
Nothing.
Then be quiet. I beg you.
It's a funny thing, if Ivan Petrovich or that old idiot Maria begins talking, everyone listens, but when I say one word, everyone begins to feel unhappy or bored or wasting their youth. Well, I like to work, to be successful, but here, it's like I'm in exile. I'm in a tomb where I listen to idiots talk about worthless conversations all day, and I pine every minute for the past, and I'm afraid of death. And they don't even excuse me of my age here.
No one is disputing your rights. The rain's gotten heavier. No one is disputing your rights.
I worked all my life for learning. I'm used to my study. Colleagues I esteem, and then what happens? Yes, even the sound of my voice you find repulsive, but I might be repulsive, egotistical, a tyrant, but don't I, even in my old age, deserve the right to egotism? I ask you, don't I, in the last years of an old man's life, deserve the people's consideration? But here, no one excuses me of my age.
Wait. Be patient. In 5 or 6 years' time, I too will be old.
Papa, you yourself sent for Dr. Astrop, but when he came, you refused to see him. It's bad manners to put someone through so much trouble for nothing.
What use is your Ashdod for me? He knows about medicine the way I would know about astronomy. Not at all.
You cannot call in the whole faculty of medicine here for your gowns.
No, I won't even talk to that holy fool.
As you please. It's all the same to me.
Sonia, will you tell me what time it is?
After midnight.
Can you hand me those drops over there? It's very stuffy in here. Not those ones. Can one not ask for anything around here?
Please don't be difficult. Maybe some people like it, but I don't, so kindly spare me. Besides, I have to get up early tomorrow. It's haymaking.
Storm brewing outside. There. Elaine, son, you go off to bed. Come to relief.
No, don't leave me with him. He'll wear me out with all of his talking.
You must let them get some rest. It's the second night they haven't slept.
If they go to bed, you go to bed too. I'm asking you in the name of our former friendship. We'll discuss things later.
Former friendship.
Elaine, do not leave me with him.
Vanya, dear, you should be in bed. It's late.
The samovar hasn't been cleared from the table. How could I go to bed?
No one can sleep. Everyone's exhausted. And I'm the only one who's happy.
What's the matter? Does it hurt? My own legs ache and ache. Vera Petrova, the late wife, Sonia's mother, she used not to sleep at night. She used to worry. She loved you very much. Old people are like children. They want someone to feel sorry for them, but no one's sorry for the old. Come, master. I'll make you some lime tea. I'll warm up your feet, and I'll say a prayer to God for you.
Okay, Maria.
Oh, my own legs get ache and ache. Vera Petrova used to be so upset. She used to cry. Sonia, you were still a little girl then, didn't know. How must I?
I'm worn out by him. I can hardly keep on my feet.
You're worn out by him and I by my own self. It's the third night I haven't slept.
Ivan Petrovich, this house is troubled. Your mother hates everything except her pamphlets and the professor. The professor is angry. He's frightened of you and he doesn't trust me. Sonia is cross with her father, is cross with me and hasn't spoken to me now for 2 weeks. You openly despise your mother and hate my husband. I'm angry and I've started to cry 20 times today. This house is troubled.
Let's stop philosophizing.
Oh, Ivan Petrovich, you are educated and clever, and I think you must understand that the world is being destroyed. Not by fires or by bandits, but by hatred, enmity, and all these petty squabbles. Instead of grumbling, you should seek to reconcile everyone.
First, reconcile me with myself. My dearest!
Go to bed.
The rain will pass now, and all nature will be refreshed and give a gentle sigh. Only I alone will not be refreshed by the storm. Day and night I am weighed down, as if by some devil, by the thought that my life is irrevocably gone. I have no past. It's been stupidly squandered on rubbish. The present is terrible in its absurdity. Yelena, you have here my life and my love. What am I to do with them? Where am I to put them? My feelings are going to waste, like a ray of sunshine falling into a chasm. I myself am going to waste.
When you speak to me of your love, I somehow go numb and don't know what to say. I'm sorry, I can't say anything to you. Good night.
If you knew how I suffer from the thought that next to me in this house another life is going to waste. Your life. What are you waiting for? What cursed philosophy is stopping you? You must understand.
Ivan Petrovich, you are drunk!
It's possible.
Where's the doctor?
He is there, spending the night in my room. It's possible. Anything is possible.
So you've been drinking again today? Why?
Well, at least it offers one something in life, Helena. Don't try and stop me.
You never used to drink, and you never used to talk so much. Go to bed, I'm bored with you.
My darling, wonderful woman.
Leave me alone! It's disgusting!
She's gone. I used to meet her 10 years ago at my sister's. She was 17 then, and I was 37. Why didn't I fall in love with her then and propose to her? I could have quite easily. Now she would be my wife. Oh, we would both have been woken by the storm. She would be frightened by the thunder. I would hold her in my arms and whisper, "Don't worry, I'm here." Oh, wonderful thoughts. Oh, so wonderful I'm even laughing. Oh, God, my thoughts are confused in my head. Why am I old? Why doesn't she understand me? Her rhetoric, her lazy moral strictures, her pointless, lazy talk about the end of the world. I find it all deeply hateful. Deceived I was. I worshipped the professor, the pathetic victim of gout. I worked for him like an ox for 10 years. Sonia and I squeezed the last juice out of this estate. We traded like kulaks and vegetable oil and dried peas and curd cheese. We ourselves hardly had enough to eat in order to turn the pennies and kopecks into thousands and send them along to him. I think I was proud of him. His scholarship. I lived and breathed him. Every word he wrote and uttered seemed to me to come from genius. God, now, here he is in retirement, and one can see the sum total of his life. Not a single page of his labors will survive him. He is nothing, a soap bubble. I was deceived. I see it. Deeply deceived.
Play! Everyone's asleep.
Play! Are you all alone here? No ladies, no home, no stove for a bed. Where's a man to lay his head? The storm woke me. That's real rain. What time is it?
God only knows.
I thought I heard Elena's voice.
She was in here just now.
A gorgeous woman. Medicines. What a lot of prescriptions from Kharkov and Moscow and Tula. He's plagued every city with his gout. Is he ill or is he just malingering?
He's ill.
He's ill. Why are you so grumpy today? Are you sorry for the professor?
Leave me alone.
Or perhaps you're in love with the professor's wife?
She is my good friend.
Really?
What does that really mean?
A man can only be a woman's good friend in the following sequence of events. First, friend, then mistress, then a good friend.
Course philosophy.
What? Yes. I must admit, I am becoming coarse. You see, I'm a little drunk, too. I usually get this drunk only once a month. When I'm in this condition, I become extremely aggressive and ambitious. I take on the most difficult tasks, and I do them perfectly. I don't even now think of myself an eccentric. And I believe that I am bringing colossal benefits to mankind. Colossal! Also, when I'm in this condition, I have my own philosophy. And all of you, all my friends, appear to me as just so many little insects. Microbes. Waffle! Play something.
For you, dear fellow, I'd love to, with all my heart, but you must understand that there are people sleeping in this house.
Play! We need a drink. Come, I think we still have some brandy left in here. And when it's light outside, we can drive to my house. Do you like the idea? I have an assistant that never says like, but like. He's a terrible person, really. So, do you like the idea? Sorry. I don't have a waistcoat on.
Uncle, you've gotten drunk with the doctor again. All boys together. Well, he's always like that, but I don't understand why you must be. At your age, it really doesn't suit you.
Age is neither here nor there. When one has no real life, one lives by mirages. It's better than that.
The hay is cut. It is raining every day. Everything is rotting. And you're concerned about mirages? You have completely given up the estate. I work alone and I have worn out my strength. You have tears in your eyes.
What? Tears? It's nothing. Nonsense. You look at me just like your dead mother. My sister, my dear sister. Where is she now? If she knew, if she only knew.
What, Uncle? Knew what?
It's not easy. It's not right. Oh, not now. Later. I'm going. Later.
Nikola Lvovich, are you awake just for a minute?
I'm coming.
What do you want?
Drink yourself if it doesn't revolt you, but I beg you, don't let my uncle drink. It's not good for him.
We won't drink anymore. I'm going to go home, all signed and sealed. The sun will be up by the time they harness the horses.
It's raining. Wait until morning.
The storm is passing us by. We'll only get the edge of it. I'll go. And please, don't ask me over for your father again. I tell him it's gout, but he says rheumatism. I ask him to lie down and he sits up. And today he wouldn't even speak to me.
He's been spoiled. Would you like something to eat?
Why not?
I always like to have a snack at night. I think there's something in the sideboard. People say that he had a lot of luck with women in his life and that ladies pampered him. Here, have some cheese.
I haven't had anything to eat all day. I've only been drinking. Your father, he has a very difficult character. May I? You know, if we're all alone and I can be honest with you, I don't think I would last 1 month in this house. I'd suffocate in this atmosphere. Your father with his gout, your uncle with his depression, your grandmother, and your stepmother.
What about my stepmother?
A human being should be beautiful all through. Face and clothes and feelings and thought. She's beautiful, all right. There's no doubt about that. But she just walks, sleeps, eats, enchants us all with her beauty, and that's all. She has no responsibilities. Others work for her. It's true, isn't it? And an idle life can't be a virtuous one. But perhaps I'm judging too harshly. Like your Uncle Vanya, I'm dissatisfied with life. And we're both becoming grouches.
So you don't like life?
I love life. In general. But I can't stand this narrow, Russian, provincial lifestyle, and I despise it with all of my soul. And as far as my own personal life, Lord, there's really nothing good there. You know, when it's dark at night, and you walk through the forest, and there's a little light in the distance, you don't then notice exhaustion, or darkness, or the brambles hitting you in the face. As you know, I work harder than anybody in the whole district. I'm unremittingly knocked about by fate, and from time to time, I suffer unbearably, but there's no little lights in the distance for me. I don't love humanity. It's a long time since I loved anyone. Anyone. I only now feel a certain affection for your Vanya, for old time's sake. The musics are dull, uneducated, they live in squalor. They're exhausting, and it's difficult to get along with intelligentsia. All our friends have petty thoughts and petty feelings, and they see no further than the end of their nose. They're simply stupid. And those that are a bit more clever, a bit more significant, well, they're hysterics. They're eaten up by analysis and introspection. They look at you sideways and they go, oh, he's a psychopath, or he's a phrasemongerer. And when they look at me and they don't know what label to stick on my forehead, they go, he's a strange one. Strange. I like forests. That's strange. I don't eat meat. That's strange too. They have no direct, clean, free relationship with nature and with people. None. None.
No, I beg you, please don't drink anymore.
Why?
It really doesn't suit you. I mean, you are cultured and noble, and you have a gentle voice. More than that, like anyone I know, you are a fine man. Why do you want to be like ordinary men who drink and play cards? Don't! I beg you. You always say that people don't create, they only destroy what is given to them from on high. So why? Why do you destroy yourself? You mustn't. You mustn't. I beg you. I entreat you.
I won't drink anymore.
Give me your word.
My word of honor.
Okay, thank you.
Basta! I've sobered up. I'm now completely sober, and I will remain that way until the end of my days. That's what I say. I'm old. I've coarsened. I've worked myself to the bone. I don't love, and now I won't. What still excites me is beauty. I'm not indifferent to that. I think if she wanted to, Elena could turn my head in a day. But that's not love. That's not affection.
What's the matter?
Don't worry. During Lent, one of my patients died under the chloroform.
It's time to forget about that now. Tell me, Nikola Lovovich, if I had a friend or a younger sister, and you learned that she, well, let's say, loved you, how would you react to that?
I don't know. I don't suppose at all. I tell her that I cannot love, but my thoughts are elsewhere. If I really am going to leave, it's past time I did it. Otherwise, we'll be at it till morning. Good night. I'll go through the drawing room, if I may. If not, your uncle might keep me forever.
He said nothing to me. His heart and soul are still hidden from me, so why do I feel so happy? I said to him, "You're cultured and you're noble and you have a gentle voice." Did that come out wrong? His voice trembles and caresses. I feel it even now, but when I talked to him about a younger sister, he didn't understand. I hate being plain. It's so dreadful, and I know it. I know that I'm plain. I know it. Last Sunday, when we were leaving church, some people were talking about me, and one woman, she said, "Oh, she's so kind, and she's so generous. It's such a pity that she's plain." Plain.
The storm has passed. What wonderful air. Where's the doctor?
He's gone.
Sophie,
What?
how long are you going to remain offended with me? We've done no harm to one another. Why be enemies? Let's stop.
I wanted to for some time.
That's wonderful.
Has Papa gone to bed?
No. We don't speak to each other for weeks at a time. God knows why. What's that?
Nikola Lovovich had supper.
And there's some wine. Let's drink and be friends.
Okay, let's.
From the same glass. That's better. Cheers.
Cheers. You know, I wanted to end things myself, but I was always sort of ashamed.
Why are you crying?
It's nothing. I just am.
There. Start to cry too. You thought I married your father because I had ulterior motives. If you believe in oaths, then I swear to you that I married him for love. I was attracted to this famous scholar, but my love wasn't real. It was artificial. But I thought it was real then. I'm not to blame. But ever since the day of our marriage, you haven't stopped punishing me with your clever, suspicious eyes.
Facts, let's forget.
You mustn't look at people like that. It doesn't suit you. You must trust everyone, otherwise life is impossible.
Tell me honestly, as a friend, are you happy?
No.
I knew it. And one more question, tell me frankly. Do you wish you had a younger husband?
Huh. What a little girl you still are. Of course. Go on, ask me something else. Ask me.
Do you find the doctor attractive?
Yes, very.
Oh, I've got a stupid face, don't you think? I mean, he's gone, and I still hear his voice and his footsteps, and I look out that dark window and I see his face there. Let me have my say. But I shouldn't talk so loudly. I'm ashamed. Let's go to my room and talk there. Do you find me silly? Admit it. Oh, say something to me about him.
What?
Say, he's clever. He knows how to do everything. He is able to do everything. He treats the sick. He plants trees.
It's not a question of trees or medicine. You see, my dear, it's a question of talent. And do you know what talent means? Courage, a free mind, a broad sweep. He plants a tree and can foretell what will happen of it in 1,000 years. He's already dreaming of the happiness of mankind. Such men are rare to be loved. He drinks. He's often a bit coarse, but what's the harm in that? A man of talent in Russia cannot be nice and clean. Think yourself what life this doctor has. Impassable mud on the road, frost, snowstorms, huge distances, crude and primitive people everywhere, poverty, disease. In circumstances like that, it's hard for someone struggling and fighting day to day to get to 40 and remain nice and sober. Sonia, I wish you happiness with all my heart. But I am just a boring, incidental character. In my music, in my husband's home, in all my romances, in a word, in everything. I'm just a boring, incidental character. Sonia, if I really think about it, I am very unhappy. Why are you laughing?
I'm just so happy. So happy.
I want to play the piano. To play something now.
Play. I can't sleep. Play.
Wait. Your father isn't asleep yet. When he's ill, music irritates him, so go and ask, and if he doesn't mind, I'll
Okay,
play.
I'm going.
I shall play and cry. Cry like an idiot.
The answer is no.
The Herr Professor has expressed a wish that we all assemble here in this drawing room at 1 p.m. today. According to 1, he wants to tell the world something.
Probably some matter of business.
He has none. He writes rubbish, grumbles, and is jealous, that's all.
Uncle.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Just look at her. She walks about reeling with indolence. Very nice, very.
You've been droning and droning all day long. Haven't you had enough? Dying of boredom. I don't know what to do.
There's plenty to do. You just need to want to.
For instance?
Help run the estate, teach, treat the sick. When you and Papa weren't here, Uncle and I ourselves went to the market to sell flour.
Oh, I can't. And it isn't interesting. It's only in novels of ideas that people treat the peasants or teach them. How can I all of a sudden give them medical treatment or lessons?
But I don't understand why you don't go try to teach. Just wait a bit, and you'll get the hang of it. Oh, don't be bored, dearest. Oh, are you bored? You can't find a role for yourself? You know, boredom and inactivity are contagious. Look, Uncle does nothing all day. He follows you around like a shadow. I have left all of my work to come running to talk to you. I've gotten so lazy. I can't help it. And Mikhailovich used to visit us very often, once a month. It was very difficult to persuade him, and now he is here every day, leaving his woods and practice. You must be a sorceress!
Why language? Oh, my dear, splendid creature, do something clever. In your veins flows a mermaid's blood, so be a mermaid. For once in your life, let yourself go. Fall head over heels in love with some water sprite and plop headfirst into a whirlpool. So the hair professor and all of us just raise our hands in amazement.
Leave me in peace. You are so cruel.
There, joy of my heart. I apologize. Peace.
You must admit, you try the patience of an angel.
As a sign of peace and concord, I'll now bring you a bouquet of roses. Made it for you this morning. Autumn roses. Lovely, melancholy roses.
Autumn roses, lovely, melancholy roses.
It's already September. Somehow we'll make it through the winter. Where's the doctor?
In Uncle's room, writing something. You know, I'm glad that Uncle's gone. I need to talk to you.
What about?
What about?
Oh, there.
I am so plain.
You have lovely hair.
No! No! When a woman is plain, people say to her, oh, you have lovely eyes, and oh, you have lovely hair, and I have loved him for 6 years now. I love him more than my own mother. Every minute I hear his voice, I feel the pressure of his handshake, and I wait at the door, and I always think he's about to come through. And you see, I keep running to you to talk about him, and he is here every day, and he doesn't even notice me. I mean, I have no hope anymore. None. God, send me strength. You know, I prayed all night, and I go up to him, and I open conversation with him, and I look him in the eyes, and I have no pride anymore. No strength for self-control. I gave in last night. I told Uncle that I love him. All of the servants know that I love him. Everybody knows.
What about him?
Oh, no. He doesn't even notice me.
He's a strange man. Do you know what? Let me talk to him. I'll do it carefully, obliquely. You won't even notice. How long can you remain in uncertainty? Let me. Excellent. Now, it won't be hard whether to find out if he loves you or not. Oh, do not be embarrassed. Don't worry. It's a simple yes or no. If it is a no, then he shouldn't be here, should he? It's best if you don't see him. We won't put it off. We'll question him now. Go tell him I want to see some plans or something.
You will tell me the whole truth, won't you?
Yes, of course. I think that the truth, no matter what it is far less frightening than uncertainty. Rely on me, my dear.
Yes. Okay, yes. I'll say that you want to see his plans. No. Uncertainty is better.
What are you saying?
Nothing.
There is nothing worse than knowing someone else's secret and being unable to help. He isn't in love with her, that's clear, but why shouldn't he marry her? She is plain, but for a country doctor at his age, she'd make a splendid wife. So clever, so kind, so pure. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. I understand the poor girl. In the midst of this desperate boredom, where some kind of grey blobs wander about instead of human beings, where you only hear vulgarity and where people do nothing but eat and drink and sleep, sometimes there comes this man. A man unlike others. Handsome, interesting, attractive. Like a bright moon rising in the darkness. To give in to the charm of such a man and forget yourself, I think I myself have been a little carried away. Yes, I'm bored when he isn't here, and I am smiling just thinking about him. That Uncle Vanya says I have a mermaid's blood in my veins. For once in your life, let yourself go. So, perhaps I should fly away from here as free as a bird, should forget your lonely faces, your conversation, should forget that all of you exist here on earth. But I am cowardly, timid, tormented by conscience. I guess that's why he's here, and now I feel guilty. Ready to fall on my knees before Sonia and apologize and weep.
Good afternoon. Would you like to look at my map?
Yes, you said you wanted to show me something. Are you free?
Of course. Where were you born?
In Petersburg.
And educated.
At the conservatoire.
So this probably isn't very interesting to you.
Why? It's true I don't know about the countryside, but I have read a lot about it.
I have my own desk here, in Ivan Petrovich's room. When I'm worn out, in a complete stupor, I drop everything. And I disappear away for an hour or two and just daub away. Now let's look here. A portrait of our district as it was 50 years ago. The dark and light green indicate the forest. Over half of the whole area is covered by forest. Where there's a red grid, over the green there were elk and wild goats. This lake had swans, geese, ducks, and as old folks say, a mighty eyeful of all kinds of wildfowl that would just take off in a great storm cloud. Now, let's look here. That's it as it was 25 years ago. There's only a third of the whole area under forest. No more goats, but there are still elk. The green and blue are paler, and so on and so forth. Now let's move on to the third part, the district today. There's green here and there, but just in small patches. The swans and elk and wood grouse, they've all disappeared. In general terms, we have a gradual and definite decline. You may say that these are cultural influences, that the old life was naturally bound to make way for the new. Yes, I understand that. If in place of the trees and lakes they had laid roads, highways, schools, mills, the people would be happier, healthier, but there's nothing of the sort. We have here a decline, which is the consequence of an impossible struggle for existence. I can tell by your face that this doesn't interest you.
Oh, but I understand so little of it.
There's nothing to understand. It simply doesn't interest you.
To be frank, my mind is elsewhere. I'm sorry. I have to give you a little interrogation, and I'm embarrassed. I don't know how to begin.
Interrogation?
Yes, an interrogation, but quite a harmless one. Let's sit. She is suffering. You must understand that and stop coming here.
My time's up. I'm far too busy. When can I...
What an unpleasant conversation. I'm so glad that's over. I'm in such a state I feel like I've been carrying 1,000 pud load. Well, we will forget, as if we hadn't talked at all. Now leave. You're an intelligent man, you must understand.
If you'd had said this to me a month or two ago, I could have thought about it. But now? But if she's suffering, then of course. Only there's one thing I don't understand. Why did you need to have this interrogation? You're a sly one.
What do you mean?
Sly! We say Sonia is suffering. I readily admit that. But why these questions of yours? Please don't look surprised. You know very well why I come here, why and whom I come here for. I've dropped everything. For a month I've been idle, and I look hungrily for you. And you're terribly pleased by that. Terribly. So there, eat me up. You're like a predator.
A predator? I don't understand.
A big, beautiful, fluffy polecat. You need your victims. But you knew that without all your little questions. So there, eat me up.
You've gone out of your mind.
You're being coy.
Oh, I am better and far more principled than you think, I swear.
I'll leave today. I won't come here, but where shall we meet? Tell me quickly before someone comes in. What a beautiful woman you are. One kiss. Let me just kiss.
I swear to you.
Why swear? Don't swear. No need for superfluous words. What beauty. What hands.
Stop, enough. You've forgotten yourself.
Tell me where we'll meet tomorrow. You see, it can't be avoided. We must see one another.
Spare me. Leave me. No.
But you'll come to the forestry station tomorrow.
Let me go! This is dreadful.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry.
My dear Ivan Petrovich! The weather isn't too bad today. This morning it was overcast, as if it was going to rain. But now there's sunshine. It really is turning out to be a beautiful autumn!
Ivan Petrovich, please use all your influence to see that I and my husband leave here today. Do you hear today?
Yes, very well. I saw everything.
Do you hear me? We must leave today.
I haven't been feeling well myself, Your Excellency. It's the second day now that I've been feeling ill. My head sore.
Where are the others? I hate this place. It's like a Hydra's lab with 26 huge rooms. Everyone wanders off and you're never able to find them. Will you ask Maria and Elena to come
I'm here.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, sit down, please.
You're shivering. You're upset. What did he say?
I know.
Tell me. He said, don't come here anymore, did he? Tell me, did he?
Whatever the circumstances, one can accommodate oneself to ill health, but I cannot continue to cope with this way of life in the country. It feels as if I've fallen from Earth onto some sort of strange hell planet. Oh, God. Sonia! Sonia! She's deaf. Will Everyone hang their ears up, please, on the proverbial peg of attention.
Perhaps you don't need me. Can I go?
You need to hear more.
What do you want from me, Serepikov?
Serepikov. If I've done anything to make you upset, Vanya, please forgive me.
Do drop that tone. Let's move on to business. What do you have?
Well, here is Maman, so I suppose I shall start. I've brought you here, ladies and gentlemen, to make an announcement to you. The Inspector General is coming to get us. But, jokes aside, the matter is unfortunately an incredibly serious one. I brought you here, my friends, to ask for your help and advice. And given your continued indulgence, I do expect that I will receive them. I am a scholar, a man of books, and have always been a stranger to the practical life. But I cannot do without the views of well-informed people. So I must ask you, Ivan Petrovich, you, Ilya Ilyich, and you, Maman. The fact is that mane omne una nox. That is to say that we are all God's creatures. I am old and sick, and I find it increasingly important to go over my property arrangements insofar that they affect this family. My life may be over, but I cannot think of myself. I must think of my very young wife, or my very unmarried daughter. I cannot live in the country. We're not made for the country, but it is impossible for us to live in the city on the income that we receive from this here estate. Were we to sell the forest, that would be undeniably extreme, and we would not be able to do it on a yearly basis. So we must give ourselves a more or less fixed sum of income. I have thought of one such way, and I will humbly propose it to all of you for your consideration. And of course I will go over in the most general terms so that even a child can understand what I'm talking about. Our estate produces on average no more than 2%. I say we sell it. If we convert the receipts into interest-bearing bonds, we may be able to get 4 to 5%, ergo 5 to 7,000 rubles, ergo we may be able to get a small dasha in Finland.
Wait. I think my ears are failing me. Repeat what you said.
If we convert the monies into interest-bearing bonds, we'll be able to buy a small dasha in Finland.
No, not Finland. You said something else too.
Ah, that was probably going to sell the estate.
Oh, exactly. You'll sell the estate. Excellent. Splendid. Where would you like me and my old mother and Sonia to go?
We can discuss that at the appropriate time. That's not right now.
Wait a minute. Clearly, until now, I haven't had an ounce of common sense. Until now, I've been stupid enough to believe that this estate belongs to Sonia.
Of course it belongs to Sonia.
My late father bought this estate as a dowry for my sister, and until now I've been naive. I assumed we weren't living under Turkish law, and that the estate had passed from my sister to Sonia.
Of course it belongs to Sonia. I would not do this without her consent. And furthermore, it's in her best interest.
This is incomprehensible. Incomprehensible! Either I've gone mad, or...
John! Listen to Alexander. Believe me, he knows what's good and bad for us.
No! Give me some water. Say whatever you want. Whatever you want.
I don't really understand why you're upset, Vanya. If everyone finds this plan inappropriate, then I find no reason to insist on it.
Your Excellency, for scholarship I have not just reverence, but feelings of kinship as well. My brother, Grigory Ilyitch's wife's brother, you might know him, Konstantin Trofimovich Lokedabov, had a master's degree.
Waffle! Do stop! Talking business. Not now, later. Now ask him. The estate was bought from his uncle.
I see no reason to ask him. I mean, what are you asking for?
This estate was bought then for 95,000 rubles. My father paid down 70 and had a mortgage for 25. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. This estate would not have been bought then if I had not given up my inheritance in favor of my sister, whom I dearly loved. What's more, I worked like an ox for 10 years and paid off the entire
I
mortgage.
started this conversation.
This estate is free of debt and in good order, thanks only to my personal efforts. And now in my old age, I'm to be thrown out of here on my
I don't
neck.
understand what you're getting at.
For 25 years, I have worked, managed this estate, sent you money like the most conscientious steward. And over that whole time, you haven't thanked me once. But that whole time, both when I was young and now, I've been getting a salary of 500 rubles a year, a beggar's wage. You haven't once thought of increasing my salary by a single ruble.
Oh, Ivan Petrovich, if that was the reason you were upset, as I've said, I'm not a practical man. And if you thought you needed more money, you should have taken as much as you needed.
Why didn't I steal, you mean? Why didn't you all despise me for not stealing?
Vanya.
Well, it would have been fair. Today I wouldn't be a pauper.
Vanya, you mustn't. Look at me, I'm trembling. Look at me.
For 25 years, I have sat here in these four walls with my mother, like a mole. All our thoughts and feelings belong to you alone. By day we talked about you, about your work. We were proud of you. We understated
this assistant
Let me
battle?
speak. We've ruined our nights reading magazines and books which I know deeply despise.
I cannot understand what you want of me.
Vanya, you mustn't. Why spoil good relations?
For us, you were a being of higher order. We knew your articles by heart. No, but now my eyes have been opened. I see it all. You write about art, but you understand nothing about art. All your works, which I used to love, are not worth a brass farthing. You fooled us.
Can all of you stop him? I must leave.
Ivan Petrovich, I insist you stay with me.
Stay here. I haven't finished. You have destroyed my life. I haven't lived. Thanks to you, I destroyed the best years of my life. You are my worst enemy.
I can't! I can't! I'm going!
I do not understand what you want of me. And I don't even understand what right you have to speak to me in that tone. You, Ivan Petrovich, are nothing. If this estate is yours, how about you go take it?
I'm leaving this hell this very minute.
My life is over. I am talented, clever, ambitious. If I'd have lived normally, I could have been a Schopenhauer, a Dostoevsky. I'm babbling. I'm losing my mind. Mother, please, I'm desperate. Mother!
Don't contradict Alexander.
Nanya, dearest Nanya.
Mother, what am I to do? No, don't speak. I know myself what I must do. You will remember me!
Ladies and gentlemen, what on earth is going on in here? I cannot be underneath the same roof as that man. Let him live in a shack or the wing, but you know he is in there, almost in the same goddamn room as me! I'm leaving today.
You must give the instructions this minute.
What a worthless fellow.
Papa, you must be merciful. Uncle and I are so unhappy. Do you remember when you were younger, Grandmother and Uncle used to stay up and translate your books for you and transcribe your papers every night? Uncle and I have worked without rest, and we were afraid to spend a kopeck on ourselves. We sent everything to you, and we earned our keep. I don't mean that. I'm not saying it right, but you must understand us, Papa. You must be merciful.
Alexander, have a talk to him, for God's sake, I beseech you.
All right. I'll have it out with him. But I'm not the one accusing him of anything. And you must admit that he is acting at the very least quite strange. But let me be the one who has it out with him.
Be gentle with him, calm him.
Vanya, dearest Vanya.
It's alright, darling, just the geese. Cackle away a bit and stop. Cackle away and stop. Oh, you're shivering like when there is a frost. Don't be upset, my poor mother's child. God is merciful. Some lime and respiratory and it will go. Don't be upset, my poor mother's child. Oh, how these wretched geese got going! Curse you!
Hold him!
Give him to me!
Go!
Give
He's
it
not
to me!
bad!
I order you!
No, let me go! Where is he? There he is!
Oh, haven't I hit him? Missed again!
Take me away from here! Take me! Kill me! But I can't stay here!
The devil take you! What am I doing? What am I doing?
Vanya, dearest Vanya.
We really must go a bit quicker, Marina Timofeyevna. They'll be calling us to say goodbye any minute. They've already called for the horses.
There's not much left.
Ugh, they're leaving for Kharkov. They're going to live there.
They'll be better.
They got frightened. Elena Andreevna was saying, "Oh, I don't want to live here a single hour more. Let's just go. We'll stay a while in Kharkov," she said, and take stock and send for our things. So, Marina Timofeyevna, they were fated not to live here. Fated.
They'll be
A
better.
disposition of fate.
They're making a row and shooting. A disgrace.
Yes, the subject for the brush of Ivanovsky.
I wish I didn't see it. We'll live again as we used to. In the old days, tea at 8 in the morning, dinner at 1 o'clock, sitting down to supper in the evening. Everything is proper order, just as people do it. Christian people. Well, it has been a long while for my sins since I eaten noodles.
Yes, it has been a while since we had noodles. Quite a while. You know, Marina Timofeyevna, when I was walking in the town today, a shopkeeper came out and called after me. He went, "Old sponger!" And I was upset.
Don't take any notice, my dear. We are all sponges on God. You and Sonia and Ivan Petrovich. None of us sit down with nothing to do. We all work. All of us. Where's Sonia?
She's in the garden with the doctor. They're looking for Ivan Petrovich. They're afraid he might do something to himself.
But where is his gun?
I hid it in the cellar.
Naughty.
Leave me. Go away for just 1 hour. I can't stand this supervision.
At once, Vanya.
Oh, goose. Go, go, go.
Leave me!
With great pleasure, but I repeat, I will not leave until you return what you've taken from me.
I have taken nothing from you.
I'm being serious.
I've taken nothing from you.
Really? Well, I'll wait a little longer, and then I'm sorry, I'm going to have to use force. We'll tie you up, and we'll search you. I mean that quite seriously.
As you please. What a fool. shoot twice and not score a single hit. I'll never forgive myself.
If you really had the urge to shoot, then why didn't you just put a bullet in your own head?
It's odd. I attempted murder. Nobody is arresting me or going to prosecute me. So, they must think I'm mad. I'm mad. Unlike those who hide their lack of talent, their dullness, their crying heartlessness under the mask of professors, wise men. No, unlike those who marry old men and then deceive them under the eyes of everyone. I saw you embracing her.
Yes, I embraced her, and this is for you.
No, it's a mad world with all of you in it.
Oh, that is silly.
I'm mad. I have no responsibility for my actions. I have the right to say silly things.
An old trick. You aren't mad, but simply an eccentric. You know, I used to think that all eccentrics were sick, abnormal people, but now I'm of the firm opinion that the natural state of man is to be an eccentric. You're quite normal.
I'm ashamed. If you knew how ashamed I am, I can't compare it to any pain. It's unbearable. What am I to do? What am I to do?
Nothing.
Oh my God, give me something. I'm 47. If I live, say, to 60, I've still got 13 years left. What shall I do with those 13 years? How will I spend them? How will I fill them? Oh my God, you must understand. If I could somehow begin the rest of my life somehow afresh, if I could wake up to a bright, calm morning, feel that I'd begun to live anew, that all the past was forgotten and dissolved like smoke. Oh, advise me where to begin. How do I begin?
What a fool you are. What new life out there? Our situation, yours and mine, is hopeless.
Is it?
I'm sure of it.
Oh my God! Oh, give me something. There's a burning feeling here.
Stop it! Those who will live after us, in 100 or 200 years, they might find a way to be happy. But we have only one hope. The hope that when we lie in our coffins, we're visited by spirits. Perhaps even agreeable ones. You know, there used to be only 2 intelligent men in the whole district. Myself and you. But in the space of 10 or so years, we've let the ordinary life that we so despise drag us down. It's poisoned our blood with... But don't try and get past me. Give me back what you took from me.
I have taken nothing from you.
You took a jar of morphine from my traveling medicine chest. Look, if you are absolutely set on committing suicide, then go into the woods and fucking shoot yourself. But give me back what you took from me. Or there will be talk and conjecture, and people will think that I gave it to you. It'll be quite enough having you do your autopsy. Do you think I'll like that?
Oh, leave me alone!
Sonia, your uncle took a jar of morphine from my traveling medicine chest. Tell him that it's not clever, and that I have no more time and I need to leave.
Uncle, did you take the morphine?
He took it, I'm sure of it.
Give it back. Why do you frighten us? Give it back. I may be no less happy than you, but I don't become desperate. I endure and will endure until my life comes to a natural end, and you must endure, Uncle. Endure. Gentle, sweet, kind Uncle, you will feel sorry for us, and you will give it back. You must endure, Uncle. Endure.
Take it. We must get to work quickly. Do something, otherwise I can't.
Yes, to work. As soon as we say goodbye to them, we'll do something.
Now I can get on the road.
Petrovich, are you here? We're leaving. Go into Alexander. He has something to say to you.
Let's go. Come on, Uncle. It's important that you and Papa make up.
We're leaving. Goodbye.
So soon.
They've already brought the horses.
Goodbye.
You promised me that you would leave here today.
I remember. I'm going. Was it frightening? Were you so frightened? Otherwise, you might have stayed. Tomorrow, at the forestry station.
No. It's decided now. And I'm brave enough to look at you because our departure is now settled. I just ask of you one thing. Think better of me. I want you to respect me.
Oh. Stay. Please, admit it. You have nothing to do on this earth. You have no goals in life, nothing to hold your interest. And sooner or later, you'll surrender to feeling. It's inevitable. So rather than doing it in Kharkov or in Kursk, do it here, in the bosom of nature. It's at least poetic. We have forestry plantations. We have old country houses.
What an amusing man you are. I'm angry with you, but still I shall remember you with pleasure. You are interesting and original. We will never see one another again, so why not be open about it? I even fell for you a little. Well, let's shake hands and part as friends. Don't think badly of me.
If the horses are ready, then leave. I think you are a good, sincere person, but there is also something strange in your whole being. You and your husband came here, and everybody who was busily working on something and creating something dropped everything to look after your husband with his gout. And you with your idleness. I'm joking, of course. But still, it's strange. And I think that if you had stayed, the devastation would have been enormous. So leave. Finita la commedia.
I'm taking this pencil as a souvenir.
It's funny. We were friends, and now, for some reason, we'll never see each other again. It's like everything in this world. Now, before someone comes in, allow me to kiss you, to say goodbye.
I wish you all the best. But for once in my life, come what may, we must leave.
If the horses are here, then go.
I think someone's coming.
Finita.
I say a curse on anyone who ever brings up the past. You know, I've been through so much over these last few hours and learned so much about myself that I believe I have a whole new treatise inside of me on how to live for the edification of posterity. I willingly accept your apologies, but I want you to forgive me. Goodbye, Valinsky.
You will receive exactly what you used to receive. Everything will be as before.
Maman.
Alexander, get your photograph taken and send it to me. You know how dear you are to me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Your Excellency. Don't forget about us.
Thank you for your pleasant company. You know, I must say I enjoy your way of thinking, your eccentricities, your impulses, but let an old man leave with just one more statement. A man must do a job of work. A man must do a job of work. Goodbye to you all.
Forgive me. I'm glad to see you.
Goodbye, my dear.
Waffle, why don't you bring the horses round?
I hear and obey, old chap.
Why don't you go and see them off?
Let them leave. I feel wretched. Oh, I must quickly occupy myself with something. To work. To work.
They've gone. The professor's probably pleased wild horses wouldn't get him back here.
They've gone.
They've gone. God grant them safe travels. Well, Uncle, let's get to work.
To work. To work.
It's been a long time since you and I have sat at this table. You do one bill and I'll do the other.
Count for Mr.
Oh, bedtime calls.
It's quiet. The pens are scratching, the crickets chirping. I don't want to leave. But the horses are coming round and it remains for me to say goodbye. Goodbye to my table. And we're off.
Why have you started fussing? You should sit down.
I mustn't.
275 outstanding.
Mikhailovich, the horses are ready.
Right. Well,
Oh, when will I see you again?
I don't know. It won't be before summer, unlikely the winter. Of course, if something happens, then let me know and I'll come. Thank you all for your hospitality. Goodbye, my old dear.
So you're leaving without having tea?
I don't want it.
Perhaps some vodka.
Maybe. My trace horse has gone a bit lame. I noticed it when Petrushka took them out to drink.
You need new shoes.
Yes. I'll have to go to the blacksmith. It must be boiling in Africa. That's terrible.
Probably is.
Good health, my dear. And send it down with a little bit of food.
No, I'll have it without. Don't see me off, Vanya. You mustn't.
Second of February, vegetable oil, 20 pounds. 16th of February, vegetable oil, also 20 pounds. Buckwheat.
Forgive us our trespasses.
He's gone.
My child, how heavy my heart is. If you only knew how heavy.
What can we do? We must live. And we shall live, Uncle. We shall live out many, many days and long evenings. We shall patiently bear the trials that fate sends us, and we shall labor for others both now and in our old age, knowing no rest. And when our time comes, we will meekly die. And there, beyond the grave, we will say that we suffered, and that we wept, and that we were sorrowful. And God will have pity on us. And you and I, dear uncle, will look up and see a life that is bright and beautiful and full of grace. And we will look back on our present woes with tenderness and a smile, and we will rejoice and rest. I believe that. I believe passionately and fervently that we shall rest. We shall hear the angels, and we shall look out at the sky and see it paved with diamonds. And we shall see all earthly evil and all of our sorrows covered in a sea of mercy which will fill the whole earth. And our life will become sweet and tender as a caress. I believe that, oh, poor uncle, you have known no joys in your life. But just wait. We shall rest. We shall rest. We shall rest.
There are many, many things that make shows possible. This would not be possible without our amazing stage manager, Bitu. Everyone give Bitu a our amazing director, Josh. Danielle and Matthew's out in the hallway. So much work goes into this show, and this would not be possible without any of you guys. Thank you so much for being here and sticking with us this whole time. If you like this performance, if you want to come see another, we have one more show coming up this quarter, Measure for Measure, Week 7, directed by our very own Emily Fritz right here. Yeah, thank you guys for...
Yeah, thank you all for coming, and huge congratulations to the entire cast and crew.
If you would like to say hi to your friends, family, and or enemies, please wait for them downstairs, outside or downstairs, really. We have, well, like 10 minutes to get everything out of the space, so we need all hands on deck from our people here. They'll be down to see you once everything is out and loaded up. Thank you guys again so much.